So I've been playing a ton of the LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and I've loved every minute of it when it comes to the music, the voice acting, the cutscenes, the gameplay. But there's one thing in this game that's been bugging me, so much so that I wish I knew about this before starting it, and that's primarily the story mode sections of the game. So one thing that's been bugging me with the Skywalker Saga is actually the achievements that you can unlock through story missions. These aren't in the free roaming sections like Mos Eisley where everything is already there for you to collect. But in the story mode missions, if you want to get all of the achievements, you're going to end up having to play the same level 2, maybe even 3 times to get them. And when looking at previous reviews about the game and how some story sections feel short, it all kind of makes a bit of sense now. Because on your first playthrough, you won't have enough characters to actually unlock everything there and then on your first try. And actually that makes a lot of sense in most games, and I don't mind that. It makes collecting these specific characters a lot more rewarding in the open world sections of the game. But some of these story missions feel short because you're missing half of the content because you don't have those characters available in that story mode version. Most of the stuff that you want to unlock can only be done through free play. One story mission that comes to mind goes by the name of This Is Some Rescue, which is the 8th story mission in episode 4. This mission is spectacularly short because you have one small section with Han Solo and Chewie, and then it transitions over to Leia and Luke. There you take out some stormtroopers, you get the card to access the next area, and then you're pretty much done. You're only able to get one of the mini kits out of the 5 available in this episode in your first playthrough. And to actually be able to unlock everything else, it requires you to have a protocol droid, a bounty hunter, a Jedi, and an astromech droid. And you're not able to get a bounty hunter until a little bit later on in the game, providing you haven't gone through every single mission in the open world segments. So for me, the majority of the content was actually in the free play mode rather than the story mode. And trust me, I'm this type of person that has to 100% everything every step of the way until I finish the actual episode. So to have to leave so many missions incomplete kind of bugs me a little, but I know that's just a me problem. But one mission that particularly annoyed me was actually the 6th one from episode 4. That one goes under the name Best Laid Plans. And the issue with this story is that you have to play stealth for the majority of it, which means you can't get true Jedi rank right away. And there's one section of this level which you have to play out twice in 2 different ways for you to get both achievements. To complete the challenge, your weapon, you will not need it, requires you to be in complete stealth throughout the entire mission. And then right near the end, you can have a conversation with the guard officer where you can put the Wookiee in the prison cell, and then you just move on from there. And of course, doing this requires you to not get true Jedi rank either. So then I thought, okay, well now I've done that challenge and I haven't got true Jedi rank, I want to play this level again and do it the other way. To which I do, and I'm actually breaking all the compartments and getting all the studs that I need. And then you return to the same room with the guard officer, and instead of conversing with him, you use Chewie to take out the speaker systems above the guards, and it knocks them all out. So after completing a mission, which is quite long by the way, twice over, I realised I've still not completed everything, and that's because I have to play it again through free play. And that's kind of frustrating. I don't really want to play through the same section of the game again and again and again just to be able to get 100% done on that mission. I haven't completed the game just yet, but there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be other missions like these, which is just going to really frustrate me. There's no chapters within this mission that you can just jump to and then complete the mission and then jump out. You have to play the entire thing all the way through. For others, I'm sure this is great because they don't mind playing the story mission twice over and then the free play mission afterwards to get the most out of the game they purchased. But for me, who likes to see strong progression through the story as well as 100%ing the majority of the game as I go through it, it's just a tad annoying because I know I'm gonna have to come all the way back to a previous mission I've probably forgotten about because I finally got a bounty hunter character. Not to mention some of these stealth missions weren't very clear. I was breaking parts of the mission to get studs and it was alerting the guards, and I just didn't realize that until I actually looked up a guide. Maybe I'm just being dumb there. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be interested to hear your opinions on that one. But besides that, there is a lot of good missions here that I really enjoyed. A lot of puzzle elements there too. One of my favorite missions so far from playing the game was actually Hunker Junk. That is also in episode 4, but rather than going through a linear storytelling narrative, you're in a small concentrated area where there's tons to explore and tons to figure out puzzles wise. There's just a lot to do in a small space, and I really like that. There's a lot of interactivity with that mission. But again, if you're not checking your scenarios almost every second in this game, you're likely going to miss a challenge or two. So if you want to actually 100% this without spending over 60 to 100 hours trying to do so, I'd actually recommend a guide. Not that I find that too enjoyable to do, but I know some completionists out there, it's going to matter a lot to them. Besides that little frustration of having to play through the same section over and over again, I've actually really enjoyed the game so far. The pros definitely outweigh the cons with LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So much so that this is one of the best Star Wars games I've played in the last 10 years. Doesn't just beat Star Wars Squadrons, but it's still really high up there. So there is a ton of good things to talk about this game. So I'm actually more interested in the bad side of things that you feel could have just been a bit better in this game. I did make a previous video talking about some of the really egregious things in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, but I'm actually curious to hear your thoughts and opinions this time around. So let me know in the comments down below. I read all of them and I'll get back to some of you as well. And of course, if you want to continue the conversation, why not join our Discord? We have about 3,000 of you there already, talking tons about LEGO Star Wars Empire at War, and so on. So be sure to join and say hi over there. But besides that, guys, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.